Yes, now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Thomas Franz YouTube channel. We have just now wrapped up Crown Jewel. Now, let's talk about how Crown Jewel went in reflection to my predictions. Now, in reflection to my predictions, majority right. In reflection to how I enjoyed the results of it, pretty fucking perfect. I mean, the first match out was Roman Reigns, Bronson Reed. Now, I predicted Bronson Reed would win this, not only because we're in Australia, but also we've already had this match. It only makes sense that we'll go 1-1. The vision is to put Bronson Reed over. It's about time he had a win, a big win, you know? And Roman Reigns is that guy. Roman Reigns has never been pinned in a one-on-one match, I think, since Cody Rhodes, which is mental, right? So, I mean, he's been pinned by Seth in the triple threat. He's been pinned by the Usos in a tag team. But he's not been pinned on a one-on-one match. And Bronson Reed did that today. I mean, we had a match, a decent match. Not so much street fight. I mean, there was weapons. There was kendo sticks. There was chairs. But it was more the wrestling. Roman dominated for a bit. Then Bronson dominated for a bit. The Aussie crowd, by the way, were not backing their boy. They weren't backing Bronson. They were fully there for Roman Reigns. And I respect it. You don't always have to rep the hometown boy. I'm just quite surprised by it. Australia, by the way, a great crowd. I just don't really think they actually care that much about their hometown people. Like, Rhea Ripley always gets a loud pop, but this was a pretty normal Rhea Ripley pop. Like, I'm not being funny. Like, it was loud as fuck, but it wasn't anything different to what we normally get for Rhea Ripley. I don't know. But anyways. And there was a point in the match where Roman Reigns was about to run and spear Bronson Reed through the barricade. That's when Bron Breakker jumped the barricade and speared Roman. Obviously, we know to street fight there's no rules, but we did not want the Vision involved. We did not want no one involved. But Bron Breakker speared Roman Reigns regardless, and this is when the Usos came to make the save. After a bunch of attacks and Usos defending Roman against Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed, both the Usos got taken out. Well, Bron took out Jimmy through the barricade, and then Roman tried to take out Bronson Reed, and Jey Uso tried to help. And Jey Uso inadvertently speared Roman Reigns through a table. This is when Bronson Reed took advantage and got the win over Roman Reigns and left victorious. Great for Bronson Reed, great for me. 1-0 in predictions. This left questions in the air, because as we know, we've had this bloodline storyline going on where Jay's been taking Roman's advice about not caring about anyone and shooting for the stars, focusing on yourself. Jimmy's not liking it because it's making Jay a bit selfish, and that's caused a bit of conflict between Jimmy and Reigns. But tonight, Jimmy and Jay were on the same page and they were helping, and Reigns was disappointed at them. He said, I told you not to come out here, I told you not to get involved. This is not how things run. It's how it used to run. It's not how it runs now. And he said, I love you both. I love you, but I don't want to see you till Christmas. And he left. And normally you'd think Jay would just walk out and be like, man, get him next time. And Jimmy would be throwing his arms up in the air. But Jimmy was kind of trying to calm Jay down. Jay was like, no, he never changes. He never changes. He'll always be the same. It looks like Jay has had enough of what Roman has to say. So then Jay walked out. And I guess we're going to see the aftermath on Raw or in the next coming weeks. And I can't wait to see it unfold, because this storyline's only getting better and better. Anyways, the next match out was the Women's Crown Jewel Championship match. I predicted Tiffany Stratton to win this match. It made perfect sense, given that La Primera is a newer champion. Tiffany's been champion all year, while La Primera is on the come-up and getting pushed by WWE, and the fans are back, and that Tiffany has more star power. And it seemed like La Primera's done more recently, and Tiffany's not done much, in the sense of she's kind of just faced the same opponents. Nothing really good's happened for her recently. So I thought this would be a Tiffany win. So I predicted Tiffany to win this one. Boy, was I surprised, and boy, do I not care. I mean, I like Tiffany Stratton. I have no hate towards Tiffany Stratton. The match was great. It was quite shorter than I thought it would be, but Stephanie Vaquer got the win. And I'm absolutely happy about that, because I'm a big La Primera fan. So I'm absolutely happy to see that both Raw superstars got the win. Both world champions got the win. It proves that the world title is the A championship now. Yeah, happy about it. And just a little critique, Wade Barrett. I can't even remember what he called the move. I think he called it a corkscrew splash, and he said, oh, we need a better name than corkscrew splash. Yeah, I have one. It's called Spiral Tap. It always has been. Wade, you used to commentate in NXT, you know it's called Spiral Tap. And is that going to be Stephanie's finisher now? Because that's how she pinned Io Sky to win the world title. That's how she's pinned Tiffany Stratton to win the Crown Jewel Championship. What happened to the SVB? What is wrong with the SVB? We like the SVB. Can we have back the SVB? Keep the spiral tap also, but can we also have the SVB? Please and thanks. But that's nice to say I win a match with the spiral tap anyway, so no complaints here. That made me 1-1 in predictions, and that was the only prediction I got wrong on this event, but I didn't care because it was a nice result. Anyways, next match, slap bang, in the middle of the card, John Cena, AJ Styles. They said they would give it their all. Boy, did they. AJ Styles came out in his old gear from TNA and was announced under all his old nicknames from TNA, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor. I think he was in Ring of Honor. I don't watch other wrestling promotions. And he was wearing his old gimmick. He had the thing around his neck, the choker, and he had the shorts. And, man, for giving it their all, I don't know. It wasn't the best match on Cena's retirement tour, but it was also a banger. But then you've also got to take into consideration both men are older. They're not as nimble. So fair play. And this match was based around doing a lot of tributes. So we're bringing out a lot of old moves from superstars to face in the past. We've seen Wars of Jericho. We've seen some Randy Orton moves. We've seen The Undertaker moves. We've seen The Miz. And we nearly seen a John Cena 619, but it never happened because I doubt John Cena believed he could do that. But I feel like he could do it. Personally, I feel like John Cena could have hit a moonsault at some point. I don't know who that would have been tributing, but I would like to see John Cena hit a moonsault because I believe he can do it. But lots of close calls, plenty of kickouts. John Cena eventually got the win. That's exactly who I predicted to win. I felt like AJ's got a bit longer left than John Cena, and it made more sense for John Cena to win. We didn't need to see him lose again. So I'm glad he got the win. 2-1 in predictions for me. And the next match, and probably the one I was least excited for, and for good reason, because the match wasn't all that, really. Rhea Ripley teaming up with Io Sky against the Kabuki Warriors. I predicted Rhea and Io to win. I mean, it seems obvious. The two biggest babyface females in the company right now. Rhea's hometown of Australia. Io Sky's got a good story going on with Kabuki Warriors. I thought the only other option would be that Io turns on Rhea and decides to team with the Kabuki Warriors after all. But no, that didn't happen. It was as you expected. And the weird part is, they give Io Sky the pin. What? I didn't expect that in Australia, but regardless. 3-1 in predictions. Call me the predictions king. I actually don't, because I always get one wrong and it's so annoying. Anyways, the main event. Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, Paul Heyman told Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed after their match to not go out and help Seth Rollins, no matter what, because Seth needs to prove to Paul and the Vision and the whole world that he is the rightful leader for the Vision. And the match was pretty even. There was plenty of kickouts from Cody Rhodes, and Seth couldn't seem to pin him. And he had to eventually use the watch that Cody gave him to cheat and get the win. I predicted Seth to win 4-1. It would have been nice to have a back-to-back winner, but Seth needed this win a lot more, storytelling-wise. Not a bad pay-per-view. For a for a pay-per-view with no titles on the line, it was very good. And also for a pay-per-view with no titles on the line, it was pretty easy to predict who would win. All the way, well, not pretty easy, but it was more 50-50. But like, you kind of were more open-minded as to what could happen, because with the championship, you feel like people are more secured to retain than they are to take a title. So this was very like interesting. How could I get the predictions right? So to get 4 out of 5 correct, that's a win in my books. I do wonder what the story is going to be, given that Seth did cheat in the match. Are they still going to question him because he had to cheat? And is Cody going to let it go the way Drew McIntyre let everything go in the Cody match? I don't know. Maybe it'll continue. Regardless, I'm excited. They've gave us the date for Survivor Series. They've called it Survivor Series War Games again, so we know we're getting War Games. No Raw versus SmackDown, unfortunately. November 29th, 2 weeks before John Cena's final match. I'm scared. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, subscribe. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.